Hello YouTube, and this is Sean99 here. Thank you for tuning into this side product of Crash Bandicoot 3. In this little video, I will be detailing my favorite death animations that you can find in Crash Bandicoot 3. Not my favorite deaths that happened in the Let's Play, but my favorite death animations that can happen to anyone in general. Because, I mean, come on. After helping Crash to save the world and be the hero, it's kind of fun to torture the little guy every once in a while. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the carnage. Now, I liked this one. I thought it was funny, but really, it just lacked anything to make it really funny to put it in a top 10 death animation video. I love the crunching, crumpling noise that the shark makes while he's eating Crash and how he spits out his scuba gear as the only thing the shark probably wouldn't eat. He's probably watched Jaws or something he doesn't want to explode. So, it was funny, but not funny enough to make it into the top 10. Alright, now what makes this one different from the shark one is the added effect of Crash's pink boxers floating away as the eel pulls him in and eats him. So apparently eels can digest scuba gear but cannot digest boxers, and vice versa for sharks. Really, that was the only other thing that made this number 10. It's not super funny, but just I think it's the pink boxers that did it. That's going to show up for something else later. Okay, I put this one at number 9, mainly for the reason that the Triceratops happily bounces up and down on Crash's corpse as he lay there flatter than roadkill or a pancake, whichever one you use. Roadkill's not the flattest, but he's a rodent, it made sense. But that's the reason why it's number 9, because it's not one of the funniest, but just the bouncing of the Triceratops as he congratulates himself, like patting himself on the back, like, yay, I killed the Bandicoot, you know. That's what did it. Alright, I put this one at the number 8 spot for 2 reasons. One, how quick the action was, and the fact that that spear poked Crash right in, well, read the screen, right in the arse. And 2 was the chattering noise that he made when he clung to the ceiling like a cat feared for its life. That's one of the main reasons why I like this one. It wasn't a death, what I thought, it was just gonna poke Crash and he'd turn into an angel when I first played the game. But when I saw it take any physical repercussions and he grabbed that ceiling, oh, that's just grand. It's funny. Now that we're on the subject of poking things, this one gets a higher placement than the spears in Egypt because I love how it implies Crash is full of hot air, or he's, nothing really important, because it's so satisfying to hear the needle poke him, and then you see the kind of noise, and he just flies around in random directions like a balloon you'd pop with a fork or something, or with a needle. I don't know why I said fork. And it's just funny. And how he lands in the background all limp. That's probably why I put this one higher than the spears, even though the spears are just funnier in a sense of the situation. This is funnier in the sense of the actual animation, because now we're getting down to ones that, just not require, but, put funny things to the test. Now, albeit this being a very short death, it still ranks up pretty high for me because of how much it humiliates Crash, and again, the evidence of his pink boxers. I told you they'd return. Just Crash, just waddling away, covering his pants in shame because he has... I guess he just doesn't want to see he doesn't want Cortex's minions to see his manly pink boxers. So he walks off in shame, and if you can time it right, and if you're in the right direction, you can actually get Crash to walk off of edges as he pulls a Jesus and just floats in midair or something. So that's probably why I like this death. Any death where part of Crash walks, or he actually continues moving after the death, you can trick out. It's pretty funny. So on to the next one. Holy crap, it's like a vanishing act. I love how the doors smash Crash, instantly pop apart, and he's not there for a second, only to be discovered that he's completely flat. And like all good flat things, he withers down into a puddle of mush. Mushed Crash. Bandicoot au gratin. I don't know. But the important thing is that this is undeniably a funny death. It's, the bane of speedrunners, and it puts you back a while because checkpoint boxes seem to be so far away from the doors. But it definitely makes a great cutscene for death. For number 4, we're taking number 6 a whole step further. Forget being merciful and cutting off Crash's pants, let's just straight up cut his legs off. However, it appears Bandicoots have the magical power to keep their torso alive while the legs wander off to find a new host. I don't know if that's the truth or anything, but that's what happens in this death scene, and that's probably why I love it so much. The fact that Crash, oh my god, I'm watching South Park or something. That Crash shows a face of disappointment as his legs wander away from him, deeming that Crash probably wasn't good enough for him. I don't know. It was the legs who carried him into the sword anyway. If there's one thing better than being smashed by doors, it's being smashed by falling blocks. It's Tetris at its best, baby. And also, what I like to note about this one is it reuses the same model from Crash 2, where Crash was squished by pillars or other blocks. Seems Crash is a magnet for heavy stone objects that apparently love to fall on his head. But it's just Crash's expression, or lack thereof, and his waddling model, where it's just his head and his feet. Oh, it's a treat. That's probably why this is ranked so high. That, and I could probably die in that game over and over just to see that, because it happens to be so funny. Good old-fashioned tri-nitro-toluene. How can you forget the TNT Crate? It's a staple in the Crash Bandicoot series. And the death is hilarious. Crash explodes, falls down, all that's left of him are his shoes and his eyeballs. That's about as Looney Tunes as you can get with this. And it's great because you can wait for the countdown to end, spin into it. The only reason Nitro Crate isn't on this list is because touching Nitro Crates turns Crash into an angel who plays, the didgeridoo. It's not as funny as this. And besides, TNT Crates are everywhere. It happens to a lot of people, and it's worth a good chuckle. You knew this was coming. For anyone who's ever played this game, this has got to be the best death in the entire game. But if Crash can get poked, exploded, trampled, but nothing beats him becoming nothing but mush on your screen. Having Crash clobbered into the screen at high velocity and in multiple different ways by the fattest enemy in the game just seems to add up to be the best equation of death in Bandicoot death. So, yeah. It's the best one. I don't care. You can argue whatever you want. Make your own list, damn it. It's not my problem. I just think this one's the best. So this was Shawnaku99. You've seen this list. Go talk about it, whatever. And I'll see you guys next time during my next Let's Play. Bye.